Today's video is going to be talking all about 10 tips and tricks you're going to need to know before you're going into Rogue Company's ranked mode. I did make a previous video like this, but it was before the mode actually released. Now that it's fully out and everyone's playing, I wanted to make an updated list of tricks. Before we do begin though, I'm running a Rogue Company Battle Pass giveaway, in which I'll be picking the winner when the Battle Pass gets released. So if you're interested in that, check the description for 3 super easy steps to enter. Now let's begin. Some of these tips may seem generic, but that doesn't mean they won't help you, especially in the ranked mode. The first one for y'all is going to be playing with a full squad. Playing with a squad is super crucial as you've built trust and hopefully you've played with these people before that you're queuing with. This allows for much smoother gameplay and just a more competitive and funner experience. Now, building off of our last tip, let's say you don't have a squad you can play with. Plugging your mic. Devoting 2 of our tips to just talking to the people who you're playing with shows how much a factor communicating is in this game mode. So, make sure you're playing with a squad, or at the very least plugging in your mic if you do play with randoms. Tip number 3 is going to be practicing. Before you jump into a ranked game, head over to one of the 2 practice game modes or the shooting range. If these are too boring for your liking, at the very least, play some normal non-competitive online games. With doing this, you're warming up and getting your shot on point. Personally, I recommend doing these things using the rogue you plan on using while in the ranked mode. Moving over to our number 4 tip, we're going to narrow our last point down a little, and I'm going to say at least play 1 game of non-ranked demolition. As we know, the ranked mode is specifically going to be playing on demolition, so playing at least 1 game beforehand is going to get you into the mindset of where to go and how to play. Tip number 5 is going to be map knowledge. As we said before, this ranked mode is specifically demolition, so you may want to play this game mode at least once on each of the maps so you know where the points are, where the most common flanks are, and just the ins and outs that'll help you later on. Tip number 6 is getting comfortable with the settings that you're using. I've previously made a best settings video for console, so check that out, I'll link it below. Basically, you don't want to go changing your settings before and after matches if you don't do so well. You're going to want to use one set of settings for a while, and after getting used to them, maybe tweak it a little bit if it's needed. Moving on, tip number 7 is going to be utilizing your grenades. Whether this is C4, Semtex, frags, all of it. They're all super good and borderline overpowered if enemies aren't running tenacity. These can help pushes, flanks, 1v1 situations, all of it. Tip number 8 is going to have 2 rogues at your disposal. There's other people that play this game, and majority of the time their best or favorite rogues are also yours. This is where having a backup rogue you're good at comes in handy. Tip number 9 is a very generic one if you're a long-time Rogue Company player, but this one is for hip firing when it's appropriate and ADSing when it's appropriate. Hip firing in this game is super useful, especially as rounds progress. Many weapons have a hip fire accuracy increase, but this doesn't mean you should always do it. If an enemy is far away, please ADS, and if they're close, don't. Our final tip for today is maybe one of the most important, and that's don't be predictable. Don't run the same route every single time. If you're seeing a certain flank doesn't work, switch it up. The same can be if it did work. The enemies are now watching for that flank, so you're going to want to run a different route to catch them off guard. This is 10 tips I have for you all looking to get better at the ranked mode on Rogue Company. If you did feel as if I left out a certain tip or trick you'd like to see, leave them down below in the comments. If you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like rating as well as subscribe if you're new or haven't yet. Thank you for coming to my video, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next one.